Hello, welcome to a new series. So, I'm gonna try to play Vampire the Masquerade on my channel. So, some things I'm gonna talk about quickly before we get started. Firstly, this game was never finished. The developers had to release it before it was finished, and then they went bankrupt, so they never patched the game, pretty much. Then there are fans that have made patches, and I'm having the true patch gold edition, which is supposedly the one that fixes the most, according to what I found. And so hopefully we will not have too many issues, and we'll see how it goes. So let's get started. Loading. Okay. A new game starts with creating a new character. Would you like to answer a series of questions about the type of vampire you would like to play and allow the game to create your character? Go directly to the character sheet and set your character's clan, attributes and abilities yourself. I want to do it myself. Okay, I'm definitely a female. Okay. Bruja, Gangrel, Malkavian, Nosferatu, Toreador, Tremere, and Ventru. Okay, do they really have to have so little clothes, all of them? Can't they look normal? She looks more or less normal. Gangrels are wild loners that are the most in tune with the beast within, allowing them to shapeshift into more beastly forms. Nomadic in nature, gangrels care little about vampire politics and prefer to dwell and hunt in the outskirts of society. Because of their animalistic nature, they receive a +5 to strength, stamina and wits during frenzy. However, because of their inherent feral nature, gangrel receive a -1 on all frenzy checks. Okay, so this game is based on a role-playing game, so there will probably be a lot of like a real role-playing game, like with dice and stuff. Can we get to the menu? The music is a bit too loud. Whatever. Oh, we can see the humanity. What does that mean? Okay, it doesn't change. Okay, so we are passionate idealists and rebels, more likely to fight for their rights than write protest songs. In life, most players sought social change, and in Undeath, most clan members commonly seek the creation of the vampire utopia. As militant radicals, they are renowned for their combat skills, but also more likely to frenzy due to their hot-bloodedness, so to speak. They receive a +1 to their brawl skill, but are penalized with -2 to all frenzy checks due to their zealous natures. No Cavian. No. Nosferatu. What are they wearing? I mean, come on. Okay. Toreador picture themselves as artists, I guess, and visionaries, and they value the high society mentality that the Camarilla reinforces. Of all clans, the Toreador are the most connected to the mortal world through arts and entertainment. Toreador are beautiful creatures, svelte and seductive, and move almost effortlessly through the society of the living. The Toreador's empathy is both a gift and a burden. All humanity shifts are doubled. What that means. She looks like a hippie. She looks I don't know. So I would say one of these. Let's just take Bruja, the top one. Our name, we can change the name. Okay, let's Just take that, Freya. And base sheet. Oh my god. Are we losing anything from doing this? I do not understand. We can't put things in there. What are these up here? Whatever. Okay, combat. This is not gonna be easy. What if... Yes. What if we go and select the first... female. Okay, let's do this instead. Now we have a look of what the options are and we can do this. You're stuck in traffic after a concert and the guy behind you is laying on the horn. Your friends in the car are urging you to park the car and help them stick dude's horn somewhere uncomfortable. Do you get out, pull the guy out of the car and put him in the hospital? Talk your friends down, you don't need a lawsuit or jail time. Shall we put him in the hospital or shall we just continue doing nothing? Let's be a bit violent. You met someone at the club and they took you back to their place. Things start getting interesting when all of a sudden you hear someone coming to the front door. Their spouse. Do you? Head to the kitchen, let them see you, pretend you're a distant cousin. They were nice enough to let you stay on the couch. Gather up close, hide behind the door, slip out of the apartment as quietly as possible. Calmly explain you had no idea they were married and that you intend to leave and never come back, keeping your finger over the speed dial in case you need the police. Yes. Being a night person, you watch a lot of late night TV movies. 3 movies are on. Which do you watch? Fist of the Michael King, a wire-through film with that scene where Wu beats 20 armed men with his bare hands. Sword of the Bushi, Japanese film where a lone samurai cuts a path through a gang of Yakuza. Sergeant Murderstein III, the cop that doesn't play by the rules, takes on the drug cartel that kidnapped his daughter with only his trusty 44 to back him up. That one. The bare hand thing. As you're walking home late at night, you hear footsteps. Glance back and suddenly realize someone is following you. Do you turn to confront them? An intruder has broken into your house and has entered the room. You have no choice but to confront them, do you? Overpower and wrestle them to the ground, breaking as many bones as possible. Grab the heavy lamp next to your bed and smash their face in. Grab your gun and fire into them. You keep one next to bed. You keep one next to bed for this very reason. First one. The world's a cruel and unforgiving place, but you've gotten by so far. Why? Someone gets in my way, I kick their ass, that's why. I live alone, I don't need others, just me, my dog, and to hell with the rest. I would say the second. You have been embraced by the Gangrel clan, sometimes called nomads, loners, and introverts. The Gangrel spurn the trappings of civilization and prefer to roam the wilds in solitude. Known for having an uncanny connection with the beast within, some learn the power to shapeshift. Okay? Your vampire's attributes and abilities have now been determined and entered into its character sheet, which you will see next. After your tour of the character sheet, you may make changes to the character or simply play it as it is. Okay. So, these are your attributes and abilities which feats are derived from. Attributes are your inherent character traits and are broken into 3 categories: physical, social, and mental. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Abilities are things you learn and also are broken into 3 categories: talents, skills, and knowledges. Okay. Members of the animalistic gangrel clan are close to their inner beast, and so are the strongest. So your strongest attribute is physical, in which you have 2 points you can spend. You also have 1 point to spend in mental and 0 points in social, a gangrel's weakest attribute. As for abilities, being gangrel gives you an advantage in the warrior skills, in which you have 3 points to spend. You have only average abilities in talents, 2 points, and are weak in knowledges, 1 point. Okay. Feats are the actions you perform in the game. Feats are derived from adding an attribute and an ability. An example would be the feat of lockpicking, which is derived from the attribute of dexterity and ability of security. Hovering your mouse pointer over a feat will highlight the attribute and ability upon which it is dependent. You are a member of the Gangrel clan, closest of all vampires to their inner nature. Gangrels have a keen understanding of the beast in their souls and prefer to spend their nights in communion with the animals whom they so emulate. I don't know. Their disciplines are animalism, animal communion, fortitude, vampiric toughness, and protean, shapeshifting. Okay, this is humanity. 7 is the norm, 10 is saintly, and the lower you go, the closer to the beast you become. Also, the lower your humanity, the greater your chances of frenzying. When a vampire goes into a frenzy, he loses all control and attacks any and all things around him. However, as you gain experience, you can spend experience point to increase your humanity. Okay, that's cool. This is where your masquerade violations are displayed. The masquerade is a code by which many vampires unlive. I see what they did there. Anytime a vampire is seen doing a supernatural act by a mortal, it is considered a masquerade violation. You have 5 chances and each strike will have repercussions. If you commit 5 masquerade violations, you will be dealt with harshly. This is where all information on things you're hovering over is displayed. The auto level on off button is the toggle that allows you to decide whether you want the computer to allocate the experience points you earn in the game among your attributes, abilities, and disciplines, or whether you wish to allocate them yourself. The reset stats button is another toggle that allows you to clear out your point allocations so that you can start over, or return them to their last settings. The cancel buttons allows you to return to your last point in the game without changing your character sheet. Once you are satisfied with your character settings, click on the accept button to play the game. Okay, cool stuff. So, can you? Yes, you can. So, security displays a character's knowledge of how locks and security system works. Security is needed for the lockpicking feat. So, since I don't know anything about this game, we will leave it as it is.
I want to show you something.
Okay. I guess it was big. That was a rude awakening.
Good evening.
Hello.
My fellow kindred. My apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence.
Okay.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny.
That's cool.
Without a sire, most children are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that this is bullshit! If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish. I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening. Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
I hope you enjoyed this first episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.